Yo, what's happening, people? Okay, we is live right now, live from the village right now. It is 8:36 in the PM right now. It is the 24th of October, 2022 right now. I'm in London, England right now. We're about to do movie night right now. It's about to be Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers right now. Wagwan, people, wagwan, okay. If you got Halloween 5, make sure you get it ready on 0. It is available on Lionsgate Plus via Amazon, or I assume via the Lionsgate Plus website as well. You can get a 30-day trial, I think it is. 30-day trial if you haven't got a trial already, or you can buy and or rent it if you wish to do so. However, you don't gotta do none of that. You can just come along and have some fun. But let me switch over to this screen. And turn this little light thing on. But yeah, we is live right now. So, Halloween 5 today, The Revenge of Michael Myers. I'm pretty sure I've seen this before. Like I said, I got a Halloween box set years back. I think it went up to Halloween 6, maybe Halloween 7. Let me just check something real quick. It went up to, I'm pretty sure it went up to at least 6. Let me check which one Halloween 7 was. Which was the 7th Halloween movie? Because if the seventh Halloween movie wasn't called Halloween 7, I think the 7th Let me try. I don't think it was. I think it went up to 6. It went up to 6. Okay, so let me see if I could find something. Halloween movies in order, because I know the timeline gets screwy. There's like different. Oh wait, one sec. What's going on? Yo, what up, peeps? Sam and Brax in the house. Sorry, I just missed those messages. My bad. How's everybody doing? What up, Buttercups? Buttercup, by the way, is the... No. Blossom. Blossom was the best Powerpuff Girl. Buttercup was pretty cool. I liked Buttercup, but Blossom was definitely the best Powerpuff Girl. What up, Brax? Sam B in the place to be. Brax Spivvy in the place to bivvy. How y'all doing? I'm going to try and find the Halloween movies in order. I'm going to try and find a list of that, if I can. Because I'm pretty sure the box set I had went up to 6. And then after that... Alright, let's see what we got here. Okay, here we go. So it starts off with Halloween, of course. Then it goes to Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, so that's what we're about to watch today. And then Halloween, it's actually not called Halloween 6, it's called Halloween The Curse of Michael Myers. I'm pretty sure I have seen that. I'm pretty sure that was in the box set that I had. But then I think that was the last one in the box set. And then after that, it's Halloween H2O, 20 years later. In 1998, and then Halloween Resurrection, and then Halloween, that's a Rob Zombie reboot, Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie reboot, and then it goes back to just Halloween, which I assume is another reboot. That was in 2018, and then Halloween Kills, and then Halloween Ends, which is the most recent one. So there are, how many movies is that? That's quite a lot of movies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 13 Halloween movies. 13 in total. That one of my least favorites, but still watchable. Just okay. Well, that's what I like to hear. I saw all of them, and the day is gonna be in a storm system coming through here with possible severe weather. Damn, well, be careful out there, man. Make sure you are in a safe place where you can ride out the storm. I don't know nothing about riding out storms. I don't think we've had some pretty bad storms in the UK. We've had some pretty bad. I don't think we've had as bad a storms as you guys get in the southern states or in the sort of hurricane states. But we've had some pretty bad ones. I remember like 1 year ago, like I think it was like 88 or something. It was like late 80s, I think it was, maybe early 90s. But I was young when it happened. But that was like a proper hurricane. That's the only time I mean, we've had like pretty bad storms since then, but that's the one time I remember an actual full-on hurricane. It was like late 80s, early 90s. It was a long time ago. We've had like really strong winds, but to my knowledge, they haven't been like that level, because that was like uprooting trees and everything. It was crazy. Halloween 6 starts. Paul Rudd. He is a good actor, though. You wouldn't think so. Watching him in that movie. Paul Rudd, Ant-Man. Okay. This is 1995, so that would have been. I guess that would have been before he did Friends, because Friends started in 95, I think 94 maybe actually. So I think he came into Friends probably about maybe like late 90s, early 2000s. I think he started with Friends. So yeah, that would have been before he did Friends. But okay. Young Paul Rudd. Oh, younger Paul Rudd. Ant-Man himself. Before he was Ant-Man, he was in The Curse of Michael Myers. That's some good acting credits. Halloween 6. Well, Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers, directed by Joe Chappelle. It was written by Daniel Ferrans, and it was produced by Paul Freeman. This is according to the Wikipedia page that I'm looking at right now. The Wikipedia page, which lists 13 Halloween movies. Do you think Halloween Ends is going to be the last Halloween, though? Because I'm guessing not. I mean, I know you were saying it probably should end because of how bad it was. But I'm guessing they're probably going to make at least a few more Halloween movies. Because it seems to be every few years there's a Halloween movie. What, 78, 81, 82, 88. That's what, 6-year gap. Then 89, 95. That's about another 6-year gap. 98, 2002, 2007. 2009, 2018. That's the 9-year gap. That seems to be the longest gap between Halloween movies, between the Rob Zombie Halloween 2 and then the 2018 Halloween. That's the longest gap. That was a 9-year gap. Other than that, yeah, 6 years, like maybe 3 to 6 years. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be another one. That'd be my guess. We'll see. We'll see, but I reckon they're not done with Halloween movies. I'm not done with Halloween movies. I'm still I'm catching up, rewatching some stuff, and then trying to watch some stuff I haven't seen before. I'm pretty sure I've seen Curse of Michael Myers. I think I've seen Halloween 20 years later, H2O, and I think I've seen Resurrection. So I think I've seen up to Resurrection. I know I haven't seen the Rob Zombie ones or anything after that. But H2O and Resurrection, I've seen one or both of them at least. To be honest, at this point, I don't remember either of them, so. It was just a slight risk, so the tornado risk is low, and yeah, Midwest South. Tornado allies, hurricanes do come through the southern states too, especially Florida and Louisiana. Yeah, well, I guess you guys probably have like hurricane and sort of storm drills, and you know, I'm sure you guys know what to do and how to prepare and that sort of thing. Well, hopefully you do. Hopefully you do. Be careful out there still. Unless they do another reboot or a new timeline, it's impossible to do one. I see. Well, that tells that possibly tells me a little bit about Halloween Ends. But yeah, I guess in that case, I mean, they've clearly have no issue with rebooting, doing different timelines, remaking the movies, you know. So going back, ignoring some of the films that have been made before. So yeah, my guess is they're not done with Halloween. Michael Myers be hunting Laurie Strode till they're both like, you know, 95 years old or something, just in a Zimmer frame. Get away from me. Get away from me. Tyra Banks and Busta Rhymes were in the 2002 Michael Myers movie, and Danny Trejo was in the 2007. The 2002 one was Resurrection, so yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen that. LL Cool J was in H2O. I'm pretty sure I've seen that one as well, so maybe I have seen both of them. But yeah, it's a long time ago now. I don't remember a whole lot from those movies, so I feel like I have seen both of those. So I feel like I've probably seen, yeah, I'm pretty certain now that I've seen all the Halloween movies up to Resurrection. Although a lot of them were a long time ago, and I probably wasn't paying full attention to the films when I was watching them, and as such, I don't remember a whole lot what happened. So I feel like I've seen up to Resurrection, and it's just after that where it's all brand new to me. Yeah, schools around these parts has tornado drills. It's got to be done, man. Those zombie ones get a lot of hate, and granted, there is a lot I don't like about them, but there is a lot I do like. So as a filmmaker, I mean, not necessarily whether the film's good or bad, I mean, that's obviously, you know, subjective. But in terms of, you know, telling a story, you know, being coherent within a story, like, what would you say Rob Zombie as a director is likely in terms of being a competent director? Because, I mean, because you could be a competent director, that doesn't necessarily mean you're making a great movie. Just as being a rubbish director doesn't mean you're making a rubbish movie. Like, there's other things involved. But, you know, there's still certain skills and certain ways of, like, being consistent and guiding the actors in the best way possible to convey certain feelings or whatever. So how do you feel like Rob Zombie is as a director? And that's a question for Sam and anybody else who's seen a Rob Zombie directed movie. What up, Ken? Ken Greenhall. In the place to be, all. Yeah, I think I found that some years ago. Okay, Joe's 20 years. Yeah, it's LL Cool J. Watching a Halloween 5 today, Ken. Coming in just now, so you might not know. I mean, you know, it's in the title, so you know, but still, you might not. But yeah, watching Halloween 5 today. If you have access to Halloween 5, get it ready on Zero. It is available on Amazon to buy and or rent, or through Lionsgate Plus. You can watch it through that with a free trial, or, you know, if you're subscribed to it. Or if you got it on DVD or Blu-ray or VHS, get it ready on Zero. But if you don't want to do none of that, it's so good. It's so good. Still come along and have some fun. I don't know, but Rob Zombie as a musician is meh. Okay, but not with all the regalia. I heard his movies are not great though. Rob Zombie, I honestly feel, is a very talented director. His writing could probably do with some work, but directing awesome. Ashay, very underrated. Is he writing his scripts too though? As far as the Halloween movies go, yes, he did. He wrote both the Halloween movies that he also directed. So yeah, he did write them and produce them as well. Well, one of the producers. There was a few producers on them, but he was one of the producers on the Halloween movies that he directed and wrote. So, writing not so great, directing awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Good to know. Good to know. All right. Man. My day's been alright. My day's been alright. Woke up, went running, did some editing, played some video games. Oh, I started watching Buffy and Angel. Well, Angel then Buffy. According to the website that I'm following the watch order on, you have to watch Angel first for season 2 of Angel, and then season 5 of Buffy. So, well, season 2, episode 1 of Angel, and season 5, episode 1 of Buffy. So I watched Angel, then I watched Buffy. I've only watched the 1 episodes of each so far, so very early in that. But yeah, I've started on Buffy and Angel for the next chapter of those stories. And, you know, so far so good. I would say Buffy's first episode was pretty cool, but I mean, we'll see how it goes in the end, how the rest of the season pans out. But I would say the ending of the first episode did feel a little weak to me. It felt like because the way it was going, the way the story was kind of developing, the ending just felt too much like a cop out. But you know, it's still got like 20 whatever episodes to go of the rest of the season, so we'll see how that kind of develops over the course of the next over the season. But yeah, so far so good, I'd say. But that ending just didn't really do it for me. I was kind of like, really, just after all that, it's the ending you're gonna go with? This, you know, felt a bit weak. But hey, early days. So we'll see how it all develops. We should watch The Hunger with David Bowie and Susan Sarandon. The Hunger. Let me search that real quick. (1983), The Hunger. William Dafoe's in it as well. The Hunger. Is William Dafoe in it? Or maybe he's not in it. I don't know. Maybe he's not. His name came up in the search results. I thought he was in it, but no, he is. He is in it. He is in it. Rob Zombie did a film called Lords of Salem that really shows his talent as director. Okay. In 1989, Michael Myers movie. At the costume party at the house, I wanted a few members and a young adults to make it. That boy, a blonde girl did, and then the dark hair chick. God, I was like shaking my head. But I'm confused. Okay, the 89, which I think that was, what was the 89 one? Oh, that's Revenge. That's the one we're about to watch. Okay, that's the one we're about to watch. Okay, all right. So we'll look out for that scene. Ryzen directs all these movies. He is in a cameo. He's in a. Oh, do you mean William Dafoe? Alright. The Hunger. Miriam, a stunning vampire, preys on New York City clubgoers when a vampire lover begins to age rapidly. He takes the help of Sarah, an agent expert, but Miranda seduces Sarah, leaving her hungry for blood. Alright, that sounds like it could be interesting. Sounds like it could be interesting. We'll share might do that. We'll share. But for now, let's get this movie started. So, flipping out, where am I going? Halloween 5. Halloween 5. What up, AE? AE in a place to be. AE been watching A lot of Blackpink lately. How you finding Blackpink? There is Class C Empire film without the fangs. Oh, I need my fangs, man. I need my fangs, or at least a lot of blood. Let me get this light up over here. Classy vampire. Was that mean they drink champagne or something? And it goes to like cocktail parties and say, "How do you do?" Is that what you mean? Haze, you've already seen that one. You're about to check out the 95 film. Okay, one sec. One sec. Let me just check the order real quick. Go back to the order. So, you said 89, right? Yeah, 89 is Halloween 5. The Revenge of Michael Myers. That's one we're about to watch, Halloween 5. 95 is The Curse of Michael Myers. We'd have to do that some other time. But yeah, Halloween 5 is one I'm watching now. And that was 89. So yeah. Halloween 5. For anybody who might have, if I gave the wrong impression of which Halloween movie it is, my bad. But yeah, Halloween 5. 5 is what I'm watching right now. First came out in 94. Yeah. There's a lot of blood. They have blade necklaces, not fangs. Oh, because still blood. Okay. Okay, cool. I like it. They're pretty good, to be honest. They're pretty good, to be honest. Okay. All right. I mean, they're only one of the biggest bands on the entire planet. You know what I mean? It's yeah. I think they must be doing something right. Tip top. There's still blood. Okay, cool. My Sith costume. Oh, speaking of the Sith, I'm almost, well, not almost. I'm still working through the why Rogue One is trash video for the movie channel. I just finished editing the audio, so I gotta add like the images and the video and stuff like that. Hopefully that could be finished in the next week or two, and it could be uploaded then. But yeah, look out for that. That's still to come. God willing, that is still to come. Bloodfest. I mean, it's not even that. It's just if you're gonna do a horror movie, you know, horrify me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be a horror movie that doesn't horrify people. It's like, don't call it a horror movie then. If you're gonna be a horror, be a horror. But for now, let me switch over to this screen. Oh, that was the wrong button. There we go. So y'all can see. Well, not quite what I can see, but you know. All right, so yeah, on 0, I'm gonna start the movie. It's gonna go 3, 2, 1, play. So get your fingers ready, and in 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, I like a jumper pink today. Yet, oddly though, what's a hoodie, not a jumper. But thank you, appreciate that. Oddly, I don't know what's odd about this. It's pretty normal. Ain't nothing odd about a pink hoodie. But Alan, if you like Blackpink, you should check out BTS. Assuming you haven't already, that is. But yeah, if you like Blackpink, check out BTS. Talking horrifying, I plan to watch the Terrifier 2 tomorrow. Oh, is it out tomorrow? Oh yeah, what, we 24th? Yeah, it's out soon, isn't it? I thought it was. I don't know. I just had the impression it was out. Anyway, cool, gotcha. I still need to watch the Terrifier, the first one. So might do that next week actually. Try and get the Terrifier next week, because I do want to see Terrifier 2. For the things I've heard about that movie, I feel like I want to be sickened while I watch films as well. But I need to get all the context before I get sickened. So yeah, maybe do Terrifier next week, and then I could try and get to watch Terrifier 2 at some point. Let's just slicing up pumpkins. Just murdering the pumpkins. What's going on? What I meant to say is let's switch over to this screen so we can't see what you can see. Well, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, this is the scenes from the previous film. Maybe if nobody stole Michael Myers' good mask, he might have, like, settled down. Oh. I mean, 5 is the one where Michael Myers blows everyone up with pressure cooker bomb. Well, I mean, I'm writing a movie. I'm about to watch it, you know what I'm saying? Like, but a BTS circle group, I've seen Nox react to them. You've heard of BTS? Only one of the biggest bands on the planet, dude. Yeah, I've heard of him. Bruh. You're cool, Alan. Don't ever change. I think those who are having such a strong reaction to it clearly haven't seen the first one. If you have seen Terrifier, you would know what to expect. Of course Michael Myers escaped. Of course he did. A stiff-ass looking mannequin floating in a river. Of course he escaped. Yeah, I'm gonna be a young Sith warrior again. Wish I still had my black Timberland boots, but I'll get another pair and some colored eyes, but my mom's told me since I don't wear contacts, don't. I mean, I don't know what the science behind that is, but sounds about good. Sounds like good advice. If you don't normally wear contacts, probably shouldn't put some contacts on. Oh, yeah. Not put the mouse over the screen. Let's just fix up a little bit. Hey, you gotta improvise though. You gotta use what you got available to you, innit? They got called to the military TC. What, your boots? Vans always escapes. That's what he does. I mean, yeah, they've got to make Halloween 6, right? So, and 7 and 8, 9, 10. Donald Pleasance apparently said that he wanted to, he wanted to make up to 20 Halloween movies. They're on 13 so far, so they've got 7 to go. Just saying. Children's Clinic, Haddonfield, Illinois. But in that river is probably the closest he has come to a wash in years. Good point, actually. But then again, I guess we don't know what he does between movies. Like, I mean, between like Halloween 2 and Halloween 4, right? He's, you know, what was Michael Myers doing? Because apparently he went away and he returned in 4. So, did he have a wash between those 2 films? You know, did he have a shower? Did he, you know, maybe meet a girl, fall in love, get married, you know? I think that's what we really need to explore. That's what they need to do. In fact, that could be like the next Halloween movie. The film that finally tells the story of Michael Myers between the events of Halloween 2 and Halloween 4. Because that's maybe like at least like 3 movies right there that you can do telling that story. Six was the last movie because he died. Did he though? Did he? It'd be a cool idea though. I just wanted to have some sci-fis. Might ask my eye doctor about those type of contacts. Yeah, make sure if you're gonna do it, make sure you get the best advice. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I ain't no scientist or nothing, but I reckon it's probably not a good idea to stick things in your eyes. You know, it's probably not. He's coming. Oof. That squeak, that scratchy that sound though. Michael and Laurie was actually in love. What a brother and sister though. Actually, to be fair, we don't know who the father of Jamie is. We know Laurie's the mother, but we don't know who the father is. So maybe that's part of what happened in between 2 and 4. That Michael and Laurie were actually dating and maybe got married and had a baby. And that baby was Jamie. And then Laurie died in a car crash. Off camera, of course. Had a barbecue and bought some new socks from Sports Direct. Well, that makes sense. I mean, you got to treat yourself to new socks. Wednesday, BTS got called. Oh, actually, you know what? Yes. That was in the news, wasn't it? Dr. Lewis just turns up, does it, as all the right moments does, and he just turns up. Did you go for Halloween as a kid? I did not actually. Wasn't really something we did back then. I mean, when I say we, as in my family. Some other people did for sure, but yeah, it just wasn't something we ever did. So no, I never went out for Halloween. To be honest, I think things like trick-or-treating wasn't really a popular thing in my area anyway. Like, it happened. I mean, some people did it, but not many, I don't think. And buy the right pair of colored lenses. Dogs should always be allowed in hospitals. That should be a rule. Brief timeline. They ain't related, but she has a daughter called Karen, whose father is unknown. Never know. Oh, well, I'm just saying. So that's 2 kids she had with unknown daddies. One of them could potentially be incest, and the other could just potentially be, you know, weirdo abusive relationship. I'm just saying. You stalk a girl enough times, eventually she caves in. You wear her down. Michael Myers is her uncle and her daddy. Never did either. Trick or treating wasn't a thing in my area back in the day. Yeah. They should make a horror movie. Did any of you guys do trick or treating or go out for Halloween? Apparently, looks like Al and I didn't. But how about you guys? Well, the rest of you guys. They should make a horror movie about Karen 2, The Return. There is a movie called Karen, actually. I don't know if it's a horror movie, but it looks pretty horrible from the trailer. So I'm just saying. There is a movie called Karen, so they're almost there. Come up. We went to malls to go trick or treating. Then when I was a bigger kid, I started going door to door. Yeah, I think Halloween, like trick or treating, that seems to be, at least from what I can tell, it seems to be more of a bigger thing in America than it is over here. I mean, at least when I was a kid, like I think now it's maybe a bit more popular over here. But yeah, back when I was a kid, it didn't seem the done thing. Like I said, a few people did it. So it wasn't like an unknown thing. No, a few people did it, but for what I can tell, it didn't seem that common. But these days, you know, people dress up for Halloween. That's more of a thing now. Please watch out for those Karens because they'll walk among us. Be vigilant. We went to the civic centers for trick or treating as little kids. Civic center. What's that? A shopping center. Well, that dog's going crazy though. Another girl going crazy. Dr. Loomis, of course. Oh, really? No, not really. It was an excuse to stay home and watch horror movies. It's me. Would you expect anything else from me? So, what about you, Ken? Did you go out for Halloween? Because of the British folk in the chat right now, none of us went out for Halloween as kids so far. But Ken, what you saying? Was you out for Halloween, trick or treating, or celebrating in other kinds of ways as a kid for Halloween? Are you the one Brit amongst us that? Oh. You might want to run out that door, sweetie. Just run out that door. I was getting candy. Then my brother would sneak candy from my bag. Like I didn't know. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, it's big like elephant's coochie over here, dog. Big like elephant's coochie. Should I ask how you know how big an elephant's coochie is? Like, did you get like a tape measure or something? Like, could have said big like an elephant. Could have said that specifically the elephant's coochie specifically. So I don't know. Like, are you measuring elephant's coochies and like what's going on, Brax? Collecting data on elephant coochie sizes. Do you measure the outside? Do you measure inwards as well? Depth? Like how are we doing it? How do we keep data on elephant coochie sizes? Like what's the statistical analysis on that? I hated the older kids on Halloween though, throwing eggs at houses or blowing up people's jack-o'-lanterns. Yeah, egg in houses was unnecessary. Alan wants to know if the elephant enjoyed the coochie check-in. Are you thinking of doing that yourself, Alan? Wondering if you could pleasure the elephant while checking out the coochie sizes. Oh, Myers is patient. Man's just hiding in the cupboard. And he's about to come out of the closet. Oh wait, oh wait. I get a feeling you egg some houses in your day. I have never egged anybody's houses, actually. Never, ever, ever. Never thrown an egg at anything. No, I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever egged a house or a building or a car or anything like that. No, I've never done that. Never, ever. For a child, that's always thought the girl in this was really good. Yeah, she is, you know, actually. She's, like, those emotional scenes, those must be pretty tough. Like, they must have told her, like, think about dead puppies or something, and it sucks. I don't ever have to do it in the future. Really? That sounds like denial to me. And I'm just saying. Alan wants to know if you can pleasure an elephant. Hey, listen. Sometimes people get lonely. Now elephants wondering about elephants. Oh. Only ever bags on frying pan. But true, stink bomb. maybe, you know what? I mean, I really don't remember. Like, I might have, like, the stink bomb feel was, if I remember somebody had one, whether I threw one or not, I really don't remember. I really don't remember. Like, somebody had one, somebody threw one. I remember it being around. I remember it stinking. Maybe I threw one as well, but I mean, it's not like it's a significant moment in my life that I had to memorize what, you know what I mean? It's just, there was a stink bomb at some point in my school history. That's pretty much all I remember at this point. Come on here, got sunset divine. You cheeky. Cheeky little so-and-so. Gotta give credit for that one. That was a good one, Alan. That was a good one. Civic Centre is a municipal building or a building complex and often publicly financed with plenty space for conventions, sports events, parties. And okay. I think I know what you mean. Yeah, I guess we have buildings like that over here, but you know, they might be called like, well, something else like community centres or like maybe sports halls would do things like that. Some schools kind of would hire out their rooms and stuff for things like that when they're not in use. So yeah, I get you. Rachel's gone. You know, I think I'm going. Just thought I'd mention it. Background message with the chat. Does it? I mean, I can see the chat. So Rachel's dead. Rachel died tonight. The skating rinks had costume events. Adam too still does. Fire blanks out the words. Oh, okay, you talk about that. Okay. No bother. No bother. As long as you can see the chat in the actual chat box where you're typing. Or I cannot. Just leave it as a mystery. Man, I hope this girl got therapy afterwards. What if someone pulled off Michael Myers' mask? And I don't know if it was Michael Myers from Austin Powers. Kev doesn't exist. Don't worry about it, Ken. Kev does not exist. Nobody here is called Kev. So they killed a Rachel and gave us that annoying twit. I'm guessing, well, no spoilers, but I'm guessing the annoying twits don't last too long either. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see, my eyes and on my skin. I don't believe I have. This Mikey guy looks like a jackass. In fact, he kind of looks like Beavis. Not Beavis, Butthead. This Mikey guy kind of looks like Butthead. Like, he looks like how Butthead would look if Butthead thought he was cool. We don't have Walmart in the UK. We do have, I guess, similar types of shops, but not Walmart specifically. Woolworths don't exist anymore, actually. they closed down years ago. Or actually, there might be. I think Woolworths is online only now. I don't know if they're still around, then it's online only. But yeah, back in the day, they were a big high street chain of shops. But nah, they're not. They're not around. I think the equivalent to Walmart that we have in the UK would be things like Sainsbury's, Tesco's, Asda, places like that, Morrison's. You know, like the big supermarkets. That be the equivalent. Yeah, one skating rink away on the other side of town closed, and years ago, because too much ish was going on. It was too ghetto for and rumored gunshots. Damn, man, y'all be careful out there. Tesco is a grocery store, but they would also sell pretty much anything. Like, I mean, the bigger Tesco's would have, like, you know, you get clothes, CDs, flowers, you know what I mean? Like, the bigger stores would sell just about anything, cards, and a lot of the like the big stores like that, they also have business deals with other companies. So you'd commonly see things like a Costa inside of Tesco's, or a Starbucks, Argos, you know, where you could buy all kinds of stuff from there as well. So yeah, like places like the Tesco's, like the big stores, not so much the smaller stores, but the big stores, like the bigger stores, is, I'll say those are more like the equivalent. We could just get all kinds of different stuff from there. Excuse me. Yeah, but Woolworths used to be big though. But yeah, they closed down a long time ago. Well, the high street stores closed down a long time. They might be online only now, but I haven't checked them for a minute. TV, mobile. Yeah, mobiles, they bank in as well. So yeah, not just the groceries. There's a Target, Super One, Kmart, Walmart, Costco. Oh, we've got Costco actually over here. Berkshires, etc. over here. Yeah, we've got Costco's. There's a few stores in London. Hey, those headphones, look. Oh, here's this guy. Cowboy boots and everything. Anytime a dog doesn't like you, that's not a good sign. Those headphones look huge and loud. Be careful or you'll start saying how, what are you saying? These are noise cancelling headphones. Yeah, they're pretty decent size, and yeah, they can go pretty loud, but I feel like I have them at a comfortable volume right now. Woolworths was a cool store though. Like they sell all kinds of stuff there as well, like sweets and VHS tapes. That's how long ago it was. The little popular stores here: Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Family Dollar, Dollar Store Plus, Dollar Store Plus the chemist. Okay. Yeah, we've got the pound shops over here as well. But the pound shops over here, boy. I just saw one video talking about how pound shops don't sell stuff for £1 or more. Like everything's like £2, £3, £5. Ish. Oh, flipping hell, man. Okay. I think we're okay now. I think we're okay now. Audio issues. I'm not sure what caused that, but something caused my audio voice thingy to just close down. But yeah, we're back up. Appreciate you guys letting me know. Well, we are back live now. Well, we're still live, but you know, just back with sound. Back with sound. W. Smith's. I mean, I think it was just a bookstore at one time, but yeah, they're pretty much a whatever store now. Like you might go there to get snacks or coffee or something. bookstore, but they buy legal books. Sold books, DVDs, music, stationery. Oh, I used to shop there as a kid for books. Can hear you now. Awesome. The picture cut out. Books and oh, is the picture back now? Okay, I think we're good now. We're back with his Beavis and Butthead. Well, more Butthead looking dude. If Butthead was like a biker or something like that, that's what this guy looks like. I want to slap Michael Myers in the face. Probably shouldn't. Probably shouldn't. That sounds like a bad idea. I've lost picture. Awesome. You want to play? Yeah. Fake Butthead's getting killed. In a worse way. Damn, man. Only the chat isn't showing on the box screen. Oh, okay. Oh, right. I see. You know what? No biggie. No biggie. No biggie. Oh, flipping else. Nope. There you go. You know, slap him, Michael. I think you can do it. I just like, you know, probably be the last thing you do. That's all. You know, that's it. You can slap him. It's just make sure you got your will in order. Make sure you got your life insurance in check. And just say, you know, just if I had telekinesis powers like Carrie, I would attack Michael Myers with my telekinesis powers. Would that be such a good idea, though, as well? I mean, well, that means that you can throw stuff at him. Oh, she senses something. Oh, yeah. Two dudes called Michael. So Michael learned to drive. Yeah, save over here. Uh-oh. I was about to say Dollar Tree might as well be called Dollar Tree Extra, right? Is this... Everything's going up, man. Haze, we are your loyal fans. Don't ever forget the little people. Wait, who are you again? And over here in the US, another big store is Sam's Club. Gotta have a member's card to shop there. The pizza's good as well. I heard the food at Costco's pretty good. I mean, the food that they serve in the shop is pretty good. I've never eaten it, but man, that's the thing with places that you need a card or you need a membership to go to. They serve good food. Maybe that's why you need a membership. Uh-oh. Careful, Jay. I got a sword. Hey, you have a cold right now? You had one last week. It's just a little cough. I don't think I had a cold last week. Just a little tickly cough. You thank God over serial killers. Yeah, you'd have to kill at least 3 people for Sam to be a fan of you. So there is that. So, because I would have telekinesis powers, just throw shit at him and stuff. Yeah, but I'm explaining. Telekinesis means you can move stuff and throw things at him. But it's like, okay, cool. You'd have to throw like buildings at him. You know what I mean? Not just like pencils and sharpeners or whatever. Like, you have to be like uprooting whole buildings and throwing them at him to have any chance of like not getting murked afterwards. The mask is much more freaky than the one he wears. Well, that's true. So much Ken Freddy, they'll definitely. I need to find out. Oh, what was that question? I missed something. So what are you saying? You go. Okay. Alan. Behave. Behave, alright? Behave. Maybe his mask is hiding a good face. I mean, that's very likely. Sam does have an Ollie event though. It's just it's just pictures of carrots and beetroots. That's it. Just carrots and beetroots. Might be a turnip in there somewhere. My Glock. AR for my eyes. I'm not sure that would do much. I mean, you've seen this guy take bare bullets and he still gets up. So I'm not sure that Glock and that AR is going to do much. You know, you might knock him back a little bit, but he's still coming for you. I mean, they were firing, like, shots at him, like. It was like firing squad type shots. Hey, so do your ears ever get plugged up? No. I mean, I have earbuds that I plug into my ears, but no. That's what I don't know if that. If that's what you meant, like earbuds that go into your ears, or you spoke something else. Okay, I'll find out. Just fix a cat. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. No, don't go, Tina. I'll be back. Oof. She said it. She said the things you should never say. Just fix the characters and the serial killer. All right, let me get an RPG. That might be a bit better. That might be a bit better. I still think you might need more, but you do yeah. He's got a better chance with an RPG. I'm sure there are people who could take on my icon, like maybe special armed forces, maybe, just maybe, but us on this scene, we are dying. So wait and see if we can see that. See what? And nah, once we press play, it just stays. I was trying to think if a rhyme didn't work. Mother. Kick her and Patootie. Jason's mother was the original killer, so I don't know if you could just beat her up. And even if you could, you know, you did go to deal with Jason, you know what I'm saying? So that's an issue. Could Special Forces take on Michael Myers, though? I mean, I feel like they could probably knock him down, you know, that sort of thing. You got a whole bunch of guys just firing at him. Yeah, you can knock him down. But could they actually keep him down? I mean, if they use a tank and rockets and stuff like that, they might be able to. What they need to do is, like, decapitate him. Decapitate him, cut his arms and legs off. All of that. I said maybe. Maybe. Send a whole army after him and maybe you have a chance. Depends on how well you can aim an RPG under extreme pressure, though. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'd assume that if you're firing something at somebody, you'd have to aim it properly. I don't know, like, I'm just guessing, you know. That seems like a thing. If you're gonna fire at somebody, you should probably aim it at the thing you're firing at. I saw Jason's mother's hair. It was ugly. Well, they could have been shot. Looks like someone put a bowl overhead and tried to cut around. They send more of a chance than we do. Well, yeah. I mean, come on. It's like, yeah. Yeah. I mean, let's keep it real. Those My Little Ponies have more of a chance than we do. You know what I mean? Like, Care Bears have a better chance than we do. Like, let's keep it all the way real. Primary school kids have a better chance than we do. Like, let's keep it real. Come on. Come on. Care Bear countdown. They shoot the love rainbows out their chest. Do the Care Bear. I don't know what the Care Bear countdown is. I've not watched Care Bears in many, many years, so I do not remember a Care Bear countdown. Don't forget the Sky Dancers. Sky Dancers? Well, like birds? Oof. Let's go stand the chance ever. It's not so much adults don't stand a chance. I just feel like we don't stand much of a chance. Like, we. No, I ain't talking about adults. I'm talking about we. Like, I feel like a bunch of primary school kids would have a better chance of defeating Michael Myers than we do, is what I'm saying. I mean, quite frankly, Brax has got an AR. I'll put him in front just to, like, shoot him and then run away. That's pretty much what's happening. Like, if we had to fight Michael Myers, it'd be like, yo, Braxton, get your AR, fire, just to help, maybe slow him down a tad, and I will run away while you do that. That's my plan of action. And I'd be like, yeah, Al, Ken, Sam, you guys supply Brax with bullets, and I will be gone. Oh, this guy. You're falling off of chairs and bumping into microphones today. Well, had to happen eventually. I didn't fall off the chair. Just hit the pump button. That's all. Look him up. The Sky Dancers, Dragonflies over in the UK. Sky Dancers and Dragonflies. There's like a martial arts thing. Yeah, you're all out of here tonight. That's not Spitz. Oh, it was Spitz. This Spitz is a jackass. Sam's back. But an AR-15 is only a 5.56 millimeter. That would be like pellets to Michael Myers. Yeah, but I mean, it'd be enough to slow him down. I don't say it would kill him. It would just slow him down a little bit. Just slow them down a little bit, and I'll be gone while you're doing that. That's the plan. Because you're scared of this movie and it's making you clumsy. Yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah, that's what happened. I'm scared of the movie and it made me clumsy. Okay. Okay. We watching Michael Myers do the boom shake the room down. Oh, they're all gonna die tonight. You don't do anything to Michael Myers. Bullet sponge. Well, I'll tell you what, you fire the AR-15 and supply Brax with the bullets while he's firing the AR-15. And then if it does nothing, that means you were right. If it slows him down, that means I was right. Either way, I'll be gone. I'll be gone. Keep in mind, I'm a Black American guy, so my black ass is gone too. You know what? This is 5 Halloween movies in. I'm not sure how Michael Myers has killed a black guy yet in any of these movies. Or maybe one black person. But then, to be fair, there barely been any black people in these movies so far, so there is that. There is that. Scare this movie. There's nothing really scary about this movie. Oof. Man got backstabbed while he was doing the horizontal foxtrot. And she had the wherewithal to take the rake out the back. Well, you know, good on her. Good on her. She tried. Has anyone else noticed, by the way, that since Halloween 2, they haven't shown any... No, since Halloween 3, they haven't shown any tits in these movies. I'm just saying. Not that I'm paying attention to that sort of thing. I'm just as an observation. I know, because this is the most boring Halloween film next to Halloween 4. Yeah, probably. I mean... There's what happens when you cry wolf. I mean, technically, Michael Myers didn't cry wolf, but somebody else did. Kinda. Only the first original one was the best. Only the first original one was the best one. Well, you can only have one best one. Thus, it's been the best. So, yeah. But yeah, the original of Halloween from 78 or 70, whatever it was, that was excellent. Superb. Mainly because of the music, I would say, though. The film itself is pretty good, but I feel like the music is really what makes that film. Like, the music, for me, is what takes it from being a good film to an excellent film. If they had any other kind of music, it'd just be, meh. Skylanders was a popular kids cartoon series back in the 90s, and its toys were cool. My older sister had some Skylanders dolls and the leader of the dragon. Okay. I don't think I ever watched that. If they showed it over here, I don't think I ever watched it. Friends was pretty dope. Alright, so Halloween 4 was black, wasn't he? I don't know. Did a whole Tyra Banks. Oh, that won't be till Halloween, like 1990, whatever, though. Oof. You're in the wrong shed, Sweelie. You wanted to change the stereotype. I don't even remember how nice the demons from 90, where the black guy was a survivor in the end of the horror movie in the 80s. Oh, they gone. Cops can't help you now. One thing I think Halloween 5 gets right is the vibe. It feels very Halloween. I don't know where Malcolm Myers learned to drive a car though, because he was in that institute for however many years in the first movie. So sometime between Halloween 2 and Halloween 4, well, sometime between Halloween 2 and Halloween 5 rather, Malcolm Myers learned to drive a car. And who taught him how to drive a car? Like, how does Malcolm Myers get lessons on, gear shifts and clutches? Like, did he read a book? Did he watch videos? Like, did he actually pay for lessons with an instructor and sit there for like the 20 lessons to take a test at the end? Oh no. It's going off the kids. No. No. Oof. So close. You can't kill the kids. Yeah, that was 2002 Michael Myers. Does anyone have any favorite werewolf movies? Favorite werewolf movies? I'd go with American Werewolf in London off the top of my head. I mean, I'm sure there's other good ones as well, but right now I'd say American Werewolf in London. Was for an argument for other people in these early films. They were not out doing anything stupid to get killed. They stayed home like smart people. There you go. and to be honest, that's probably not too far away from from real life. It's like some madness is going on in the streets. It's like, I'm gonna stay my ass at home. Michael Myers got bested by a child, though. Dickhead. Michael Myers got bested by a 9-year-old child. 5 movies and he still can't kill a kid, though. Not that I want him to. I'm just saying. Like, just give up at this point. Like, if you want to go on like you bad, and a kid can best you. It's like, just give up. You know what I mean? Don't even bother making Halloween next. Oh, wait. Maybe he didn't get bested by the kid. Maybe he's just stupid and drove into a tree. Either way, give up, man. Give up. Michael Myers learned to ride a bicycle instead. You probably should have crashed that car into a tree like a dickhead. If you had a tricycle. Tricycle. Well, either, really. Might have stood a better chance. Oh. She took the knife. No. He didn't even kill Tina, he just stabbed her. Is he going to finish her off, though? Favorable movie, Wolfen. Wolfen what? Wolf and sheep? Wolf and man? Wolf and dog? He's going Werewolf in Texas, American Werewolf in Paris, American Werewolf in London, Van Helsing. Oh, Van Helsing's pretty good, actually. Man, I throw rocks at the back of his head while he rides the tricycle. That's probably not a good idea. My guess is Michael Myers can ride a tricycle better than he can drive a car. Yeah, stabilizers, training wheels. I'll stabilize the training wheels. Let's go with stabilizers. Oh, right, yeah. I'll need. Okay, yeah. Let me train it, yeah. Like small wheels on the sides. To keep the bike steady. Tricycle with 7 training wheels. I'm wearing a helmet. Well, safety first, right? You might be a badass killer, don't mean you want to knock your head. Ginger Snaps was an okay wolf movie. Ginger Snaps is Canadian. Ginger Snaps is in... No, wait, there's a werewolf movie called Ginger Snaps. Ginger Snaps sounds like a porn movie. This is cool. And that's a werewolf movie. Okay. All right. I will kick Michael Myers in the mouth. Dude don't have a mouth. He's just got a mask. He's trying to outsmart Michael. Well, Michael's clearly not that smart, so, you know. Ginger Snaps is about menstruation and wolves, I think. I saw it a long time ago. Oh, you know. Guess I went too far off the truth. And a company of wolves with Angela Lansbury. Angela Lansbury. The legendary. Jim Snaps is called Ginger Snatch. I saw 5 minutes of it, then turned it off because it was rubbish. Too many gingers. But Alan don't like gingers. Is Alan discriminating against the redhead ravens? Hey, are you bored with this version of Halloween? Not really. I mean, was a mess you wrote. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's I mean, it has some cool moments, I think. So far overall, it's just, you know, $96. You're bored. Oh, you know, I'm tired. I think yawning can mean a lot of different things. So, 4 days from my birthday. I mean, it is like 10:15, or well, just about 10:15. I don't think Eddie can read anything right now. It only could mean you just got punched in the stomach by Michael Myers. No, I think that'd be more like the type of yawn where a very loud screaming sound comes out your mouth. You know? Yeah, Lewis makes a good point. Like, you don't want to go out to where the killer is. You know, stay where you can at least be somewhat safe. I mean, probably not. Couldn't get bored of them personally. Granted, this era of the movies definitely wasn't the best, but I still find something about them I like. Yeah, I guess this is pretty much a forgotten era of Halloween movies. I think a lot of these movies went straight to video as well, or maybe not. Did it get cinema releases? Does anybody know about that? If any of the Halloween movies between, let's say, Halloween 4 and Halloween 6, did they all get cinema releases, or did it go straight to, or did any of them go straight to video? Because it does seem like the budget's getting lower and lower and lower in some of these films. Not that it had a high budget to begin with, but you know what I mean. mother on my mum's side would have been the same age. Why not just vacate the whole entire area? Where there's a serial killer, then you might stand a better chance of surviving. I think if you leave and everybody else stays, you'd have a better chance of surviving. If everybody leaves the area, then the serial killer just follows you. But I don't know, would Michael Myers count as a serial killer though? Because like that's a very distinct description. It's like, for example, you can kill 100 people. That doesn't necessarily make you a serial killer. You're right. And you might only kill, let's say, 3 people and meet the qualification for serial killer. But so would Michael Myers count as a serial killer? I'm not sure that he does. I'm not sure that Michael Myers counts as a serial killer. He's more of a psycho killer. He just kills just because. He's trying to get to his sister and he's just killing whoever gets in his way. They were released in theaters. I see. I'm actually on something just because. So I tried to find positives as well as negatives. Eesh. That is a horrible way to go. 2018, thank you. Why and Moscow was superior to the others. (2018). That's not. Was that a Rob Zombie one? That's not a Rob Zombie one, is it? Or is that a Rob Zombie one? Always. Yeah, everyone else's way. You talk about Mike Myers, the actor? She's gonna try going on the garbage chute. Hey, listen, you do what you gotta do, man. No, sit you. Oh, right. Gotcha. You know, can't lie. If I had to choose between escaping through a garbage chute and letting Michael Myers kill me, I might just let Michael Myers kill me. Because, boy, them garbage chutes are nasty. Those are the... I mean, that one looks relatively clean, so it must be a new garbage chute. You know, maybe one they just built for this set. And no garbage has actually been thrown in it. But you ever see a used garbage chute? They are just nasty with all the stuff that gets thrown down there. People don't always put things in bags, so it's just all crap and sludge on the side of the walls. That garbage chute has not been used. I don't believe that garbage... That is not... Look how clean that garbage chute is. Oof, that gotta hurt though. That garbage chute has not been used. Either that or they actually have somebody come in and clean their garbage chutes out, which is not unthinkable, but extremely unlikely. I'm just saying though. Oh wait, that's not garbage, that's a laundry chute. Oh, no wonder it's so clean. That makes sense. That makes sense. That was a laundry chute, not garbage chute. Okay, fair enough. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I'd try and escape through a laundry chute, not But the garbage chute would be like, nah, look, this is my time is up. Say Mike for sure. Do you mean Michael? Okay, gotcha. Rob Zombie's Michael was more brutal than this Myers. In the trilogy we have now is like a cross between the Myers from the original and the Rob Zombie one. Okay. Yo. Oof. She's slipping. Managed to get all the way back up. Oof. You know, I can't lie, man. This is actually better than I remember it being. When I watched this all them years ago, like, I remember a lot of these movies being blah. But I can't lie, man. This is better than I remember it being. Now, there could be many reasons for that, of course, but yeah. Maybe it's because, you know, it's just years later and I'm not caring so much about the movie itself and I'm just watched it for the fun of it. Maybe that's the reason, or amongst the reasons. But yeah, I also I'm enjoying this more than I remember enjoying it the first time round I watched it. Plus, I can't remember, you know, much about that first time. Just that it passed my eyes, and that's pretty much it. Oh man. Oof. This now I hope this girl got the most amount of therapy after this movie. Cause they put her through some they put her through it. Oh, don't hide there. Come on. But then again, hey. I guess she's not really hiding. Uncle Boogeyman. Tio Boogeyman. We don't talk about Michael. No, no, no. Is he going to show his face? I know it's like dark and all, but I feel like they're showing too much of his face for my liking. Oh, wait. He was in a light there. You know, if you pause this movie at the right moment, you'll probably get a shot of Michael's face. I don't like that. Look at it, it's a standout. It's a standout. No, that's something you probably only appreciate when you're older. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, she is working it. I mean, it's easy for us to be like, oh, yeah, it's just acting. But, I mean, how old was she when this film was made? 10, 11? So lots to put a kid through. Oh, well. Yeah, go on, Loomis. Well, see, if you Google the actor, you'll see the actor's face. Whatever, I mean, his real name, I don't know his name, but you'll see his face. But if you pause it at the right moment, you see Michael's face. Yeah, that's the difference. That's the difference. You pause at the right moment and you see Michael's face. If you look up in Google, you'll see the actor's face. But then again, I suppose you can look it up on Google because somebody's probably paused it at the right moment, and then you can just see Michael's face right there without having to do all the thing of trying to pause it or whatever. So yeah, there is that. Decapitate him. You could in the original one also when Larry took it off his mask. Guess you see his face as a kid as well. I think you see his face as a kid in the original movie too. I think. I may be misremembering. Uh-oh, don't just drive. Flipping hell, man. And now she's gonna get out of the car as well. You stupid, bruv. You don't need to see what's going on in there. He did a Rob Zombie version. The first half of the movie is him. Ah, okay. Little girl, you don't need to be seeing this. Just go. You've seen enough. You've been traumatized enough. Rachel, Ellie Cornell, Mika, Bostar, Danielle Harris. Michael Myers, played by Donald L. Shanks. So that was Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. You know what? Like I say, I feel like I'm getting more out of it now than I did when I watched it. You know, those years ago when I had them on a DVD box set. I feel like just watching them again now. Perhaps because I'm like, well, to be fair, I'm not paying full attention to it, so you got the chat going. But perhaps now because I'm paying a bit more attention to it, I'm getting more out of it. Maybe it's that, or maybe it's because it is, you know, however many years later, and my mind's in a different place. You know, maybe there's all kinds of things that could be the reason. But I do feel like watching them again now, I don't want to say enjoying them, because I mean they're not great movies, but they certainly have their charm. They have their cool moments. This film in particular, you know, the little girl, Danielle, I forget her name, but the girl who plays Jamie. You know, yeah, her, you saying before, like, her acts is outstanding in this. And yeah, so definitely hope they, I mean, this is like, what, 80, 90, something or other, 89. They probably didn't get the kids therapy. I'm pretty sure they didn't, because that just wasn't a thing you did back then. But I hope she's doing okay now, at the very least. But yeah, no, it was a pretty cool movie. It had some, well, maybe not cool movie. Let me not overshoot it. It has some cool moments though. It has some cool moments, but overall, I'd say it was okay. And yeah, definitely feel like I enjoyed it more. Maybe not quite enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it more than I did the first time around watching it, for any one or number of reasons why that could be. So yeah, that was Halloween 5, Revenge of Michael Myers. For those who watched it or have seen it, what y'all think? There's something I didn't like about the movie. I prefer the mystery. That's just my preference though. Danielle Harris does a lot of horror movies still. Okay, I guess she's in a good place then. I feel like if these two movies didn't traumatize her as a kid to the point where she could, I mean, if she's okay doing horror movies now, I'd have to assume that she wasn't that traumatized. Either she wasn't too traumatized after doing these films, or got the necessary therapy needed to be able to be okay with going back to doing a horror movie. So, cool. But yeah. Oh, she's also in a Rob Zombie Halloween movie. It doesn't say who she plays. So I'm just looking at her list on Amazon, and she was in the Rob Zombie Halloween film. Okay, so she definitely has some Halloween credentials. She was in Bones, the TV show, and ER. City Slickers, man, who remembers that? Free Willy. She plays Annie. Just to play Bruce with his daughter in the Last Boy Scout. Bruce Wills. But yeah, that was alright, man. That was alright. Halloween 5. Halloween 5. Stay alive. Need to plug my mouse in before the battery dies. Let me just do that right now. There we go. But yeah. Oh, man. So I don't think we'll do Halloween 6 next week. Maybe we take a little break from Halloween. But I do think, yeah, I feel like we do have to get through the Halloween movies over a period of time. I mean, Halloween ends. Well, that's only just come out in cinemas, so that's not going to be available on any of these streaming platforms for a good minute or so. But yeah, I think we try and get through the Halloween movies over however long. But so maybe not next week for Halloween 6. In fact, so I'm going to say it now. Let's do Terrifier, because I actually want to see Terrifier 2. And I've only seen, was it All Hallows Eve? So I think next week is going to be Terrifier. I'm just going to call it now. Next week, it's Terrifier. But would Terrifier? Or would it Terrifier? Okay, that was a bit lame, but still. Short notice, man. Short notice. Chucky is also in Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 2. Okay, Brad Dourif. I think he's been in quite a few Halloween. I think he's been in quite a few horror movies himself, actually. I mean, he does loads of movies just anyway. Like, he's usually pops up as various roles, usually, at least from what I've seen, either smaller roles or kind of mid roles. But I think he's done quite a few horror movies himself. But yeah, like I was saying the other day, like, actually, this is a good example I was saying the other day about the actor, the ideal level of fame. Like, if I was to be an actor, the ideal level of fame would be somewhere like a Brad Dourif, where you could be in loads of movies and maybe like the hardcore fans would recognize you, but most people probably don't know who you are. You know what I mean? They'll see your face around because they've seen the movies, but they probably don't know who you are because you're not the name that they'll look up afterwards. Like, the average person won't look your name up afterwards. So you could be in some of the biggest movies, some of the most successful movies, some of the most popular movies, and people still just walk past you in the street because you're just not that lead role, you know? So they might pass you by and be like, you look familiar, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. But only like the real, like, hardcore fans, like, they'll recognize you on sight, you know? I feel like that for me would be the ideal level of fame if I was ever an actor. I'm cool with that. On Terrifier. Nice. I don't own it. I might have to buy that one. Actually, one second. Before I announce Terrifier as the film for next week, it might be worthwhile checking that I have a means of being able to watch it myself. And I do. Cool. Awesome. It is on Amazon. Okay. Nice. So yeah, Terrifier for next week. Sam has it, so Sam needs to get it ready on 0 now. Right now. Get it ready on 0, Sam. Sam, get it ready on 0. Even though we won't be pressing play till next week, I'm gonna need you to get it ready on 0 right now. Also, if I was in college in the UK at a pub with some homies and home girls chilling, some would also be asking what's chitlins, gumbo, my G, since you're from the South. Have experienced any racism, bro? Yeah, that might be a question you get asked. I mean, chitlins, gumbo, yeah, those aren't things we have over here. Well, I'm sure some place sells them, but not as say as a common meal. So you might get asked something like that, and I doubt too many people ask you about racism, though. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are definitely people who would, but it wouldn't be something I'd imagine someone just bring up out the blue. You know, I think most people have a bit more, or at least I hope most people have a bit more tax than that. Have you ever experienced racism? Like, I doubt that would happen that way. But yeah, there are certainly some people who have no tact and just come out with it. Like, things like discussions on racism do happen. They generally don't just happen in a pub, though. But then again, I don't hang out in pubs, so what do I know? But from my days of attending those establishments, it typically wasn't the conversation that came up. At least not like that, anyway. He's actually a really sad actor, though. He was brilliant in One Flew Over Cuckoo's Nest. It was cheap to buy. Well, that's the best price. Well, actually, no, the best price is free. The next best price is cheap. So that's good. But yeah, that's the thing. So actors like that, they can be like really good at their job at being an actor, play lots of different roles, and be believable in lots of different roles. Because one of the things about actors, when actors get really famous and really well known, it becomes very difficult to do certain types of roles, because especially a lot of times they become famous for a particular role, right? And then it's difficult for people to see them as anything else. So like, it's not that it doesn't happen that actors don't play other roles. They do, of course they do. You see it all the time. But it becomes a difficult thing where it's like they could be amazing in a new role, and because a lot of times people have difficulty disassociating the actor from the character, when they see them in this complete different role, it's like, you know, they can't get past the fact that they're not that guy. You know, like it's like when you see what's his face, Jim Carrey, when he did some serious movies. You know, like even then, it's like they had to throw a little bit of comedy in there, you know, because like you're so used to seeing him as a wacky comedian that when he does a serious movie, you're waiting for the joke. You're waiting for the joke, you know, because it's difficult to like get out of your mind that this isn't a comedy. This is a serious, full-on serious movie. But like there was that one, I think it was Numbers that I was watching, where it's like it's a serious film, mostly serious film, but even then it's like they just had to throw in a joke, and I guess it's because people expect it, and when you don't get it, it feels disappointing. So they threw it in there, and then so they could just so they could get on with the movie. But that's a decent film, as I remember it, though. That was a pretty decent film. And what's the other one? Not even what's it called? Truman Show. Not even that one, because Truman Show is a pretty serious movie, but the character he plays is kind of wacky, and it works for that type of movie. So like that one's, I feel like a little bit different, because he plays this kind of wacky character in a serious film, but it works for that type of film. So his comedy character works for that type of film. But there was another movie, I can't remember right now. I might remember later. We'll see. Yeah, chitlins is across the South, Midwest. What gumbo is particular in my states, and yeah, we'd be talking about good and dark parts of history, about racism, and then they will ask me, racism in America seems a lot more intense than it is here, perhaps. Brits are far more chill for the most part. Racism over here is, I don't know if I say it's less intense. I'm not sure that that's the case. Or what I would say is that it's not as obvious for the most part. Like a lot of times it could be very subtle, and to the point where you don't know if they're being racist or not, and you kind of question yourself as to how you should proceed, because on one hand you don't want to be the guy who claims racism for everything. But on the other hand, you don't want somebody to feel like they could just get away with stupid shit as well. And so it becomes a very difficult to navigate at times. But yeah, I'll say a lot of times it can be very, very subtle. That being said, when it's not subtle, then yeah, we maybe don't have it as much in the news as it happens. It seems to happen in America. But yeah, when it's not subtle, it's there. You know it. You know it. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of times I'd say it's very just like subtle, and just like almost like microaggression. And that's I think that's another way of describing it. Actually, there's no. Yeah, I think microaggression is a good way of describing it sometimes. But might be more office-based racism that might come out as microaggressions. It's minutes all Americans talk about. We don't as much. Well, well. I would say it comes up quite a few times in my circles. But yeah. You see over here, since they reach device laws and regulations put in the past, the white person acting on their violence was legal, but illegal for a person to retaliate back to them. A unique new circle. I mean, to be honest, it's just a part of life. I think, like, it's one of these things where I don't. Well, I'm sure some people do, but I say on average, it's not so much that people just want to talk about race and racism and things like that all the time. It's just more that it's it comes up usually because somebody's experienced it, like somebody's been say a target, is that the right word to use? I don't know. Somebody said something racist to somebody, you know, that sort of thing. I don't know if victim's the right word. That sounds a bit extreme into what I'm talking about, but somebody's been through something where they felt it was like racially motivated, some kind of negative experience that they felt was racially motivated. And so yeah, it's more like that sort of thing where it's like, you know, you're talking about what just happened, and again, it's like you don't necessarily want to be the guy who's like, this is racism, everything's racism, because not everything is. But at the same time, it's like it could be, and you don't want to ignore it either. You know what I mean? When things are happening to you, you don't want to ignore it and pretend that it's something else. You don't be that person who just pretends always making excuses for other people's nonsense. Like, you don't want to be that guy either, because I don't think that helps. So it's more that it's an unfortunate reality for some of us, where as you're going through your day, going through your life, somebody says something or somebody does something, and it's like, bruh. You know what I mean? Like, bruh. With all the inner conflicts that's happened here, among other things, it's drenched in the nation's history. It's just what it's, and over there in the UK, racism is something, yeah. Doesn't it get draining though? I know it's not the same, but if I'm with a group of people who talk mental health all the time, and I'm like, so this, yeah, I can do, but it's when people are going through things, you know, as much as you can, you try to help them through it. At least that's how I try to look at it. And yeah, it's not like I feel like I need to be fully engaged in every conversation that happens. I don't, and I'm not. But, you know, at the same time, it's like I'm not going to walk away from, especially when we're talking about people who I do consider friends. You know, I'm not going to, like, be like, you get people go through something and they feel they need to vent. You know, then it's like, okay, then, well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. I mean, a lot of it is like, I say a lot of it, there's not very many people I consider like friends or close friends. So a lot of conversation would be a friend of a friend or so, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't feel like I need to engage in everything that comes my way or everything I hear about, because yeah, a lot of it is, look, you're gonna have to deal with that. It sucks, but that's for you to deal with. You know, like, it is what it is. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be the type of person who walks away from somebody when they need somebody to vent or to, you know, just talk with, or, you know, especially when it is things like that, because at the end of the day, we all, well, maybe not we all, but a lot of us do go through stuff like that. And yeah. The summer 2020 really brought out the realness in people. Oh yeah, the pandemic. I mean, if it was the type of person who, I'll tell you what does get draining, actually. Speaking of this sort of thing, like the type of person who brings up race for everything, that gets draining. You know, that gets draining, because it's like, bruh, there's, you know, I mean, you know, I ain't the one to act like these things don't exist. But if you're the type of person who is like, everything is racist, everything, and it's like, bruh, like, I don't know, you remember that video that we saw the other day, the one, was it the lady who was accusing Drew Barrymore of being racist because of the rain video? You know, that type of person, that's exhausting. You know what I mean? That type of person who's just looking to blame everything. It's like, bro, shut up. You know, that type of thing gets exhausting. And yeah, that's the type of thing that, if it's happening, if I see it happening before I come across it, I can say a lot of things is like friends with friends, and everything's online these days. So it ends up in your social feeds at some point. But a lot of that stuff, I'll just click right past and be like, you know, no, I'm not bothered with this guy. Especially once you see that name come up, or certain names come up, being like, bruh, yeah, whatever, man. But if it's a case of like somebody is going through it, then yeah, no, I'm not gonna check out on that person. And that's the, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. There's an old saying, it's like, if everywhere you go stinks, then maybe you need to take a bath, right? I don't know if it's an old saying, but it sounds like an old saying. If everywhere you go stinks, maybe you need to take a bath. So yeah, it's the type of people who are always blaming everything. It's like, you know what? Maybe it's you. You know what I mean? Maybe it's you. Just saying. Maybe it's actually you. The South ain't nothing like it was in my grandparents, the great-grandparents' time, but there is still sundown towns, areas in the South areas. I know to keep my black ass out of sundown towns. Okay, I'm guessing that's the real bad side of town. Yeah, I don't think we have areas like that in London. Looks, it's not to my knowledge, like areas where you just don't go as a black person. Like I don't think we have areas like that. Not directly anyway. Of course, there's places, you know, like I say, you know, things happen, bad shit happens. We get that, but I don't think there's any like specific place where if you go there, you're very likely to get attacked or something like that. Like, I mean, there's places where they're very kind, not so much in London specifically, but like say near London, where they're very kind of upper middle class, that sort of thing. And those are the types of places where you might get more of the, I don't say blatant stuff, but maybe a bit more of the overtly subtle, the more overtly subtle racism. You might get that there, because those areas you don't typically have, you know, a lot of say non-white folks. So you have like say a group of people who are sort of upper middle class, and they kind of go to private schools and they just stay within their groups, and that's their whole life experience. So you walk down those areas and, you know, you might talk to somebody there, and that's where it's not like they hate black people. It's not, wouldn't be like that so much, at least, well, generally speaking. But it just might be that they get raised with certain ideals that when they are talking to other people outside of their circles, it just comes across as hella ignorant, you know, and like, dude, shut up. Outside looking in. Looks like use racism to keep the rift between races going, which damages actual racism. Yeah, no, for sure that does happen, and that's what I mean about when it does get exhausting. People who just keep it to keep talking about blaming everything on that, and yeah, no, certainly, yeah, that is a thing, that is a thing, but yeah, for people who are like just going through their lives and somebody's yelling racial abuse at them and they feel they need to talk about it, you know, I feel like, yeah, they should always have a place they can go to, you know, because anytime you go through any kind of experience, negative experience, and you feel like you need to talk about it, you know, you should always have a place you can go to. But yeah, the type of person who's just like, I don't know, Walker's pack. I went to Tesco's and they didn't have any cheese and onion Walkers. That's racist, you know, that person. Like that's that type of person who is just like, nah, come on, dude, you're not helping. You're not helping. You're not helping at all. Those areas where a person can work at during the daytime, but the evening they better have themselves out of there. I see. I see. But yeah, I mean, I'll say that in general, though, I kind of feel like I'm amongst the more luckier ones in the sense that the racism that I've experienced, I mean, not that you should be comparing anything, of course, but it hasn't been on the kind of level that, you know, some people I know have been through, you know, like people I know people who've been through like just constant harassment from the police, you know, stuff like that, just or very blatant in your face, you know, type stuff, you know, stuff like that. Whereas with me, like I say, there's a lot of it either hasn't happened, or it was so subtle that I didn't even think of it at the time. You know, it was only maybe like weeks later I was like, oh, maybe that was. You know what I mean? So I would say like the most racist thing that I've been through, that I've experienced, was like this guy. I remember it was in like King's Cross. I was waiting for a friend, and there was this guy just going around, just like shouting like racist stuff at people for whatever reason. I don't know if he was drunk or just crazy, or maybe both. I don't know, but he was just like shouting all kinds of like mad stuff at people. And eventually, no, was it a guy? Or was it a girl? Actually, I think it was a girl. My bad. I think it was a woman. I think it might have been a woman. It was a while ago. I might be misremembering. I mean, when they're drunk and crazy, you can't really tell the difference, to be honest. But at some point, she comes up to me and she starts saying stuff like, you know, you go back to where you come from, you know, things like that. And I'm like, you know, let me just ignore. I'm not gonna get into it with a drunk and or crazy person in the streets. But I would say that for me is like the most blatant form of racism I've been through. Other than that, there's been an instance where it's like I'm not sure, or like I say, things that are so subtle that it didn't even clock. But yeah, that's for me is the most blatant form of racism. But yeah, I know people who, like I say, been harassed constantly, been you know, just kind of told to their face about maybe like job opportunities or things like that. And yeah, it be out there, man. It be out there. Transparency is their sole identity. Let me see it as far more. I mean, yeah, I mean, the idea of race. I mean, I've heard people say this actually, which, I mean, I'm not smart enough to know if this is true or not, but it sounds like it probably is. But I've heard people say things like, you know, race is a social construct, effectively, like it doesn't really exist. And you know, you have, of course, different parts of the world, and you know, different shades of skin tones, and you know, ethnicities, and you know that exists. But race is effectively a social construct, and yeah, like the idea of racism or building your identity around race, you know, or it does feel like a bad idea to put it very lightly. Racism in particular, like it feels to me like it's something that's born out of an extreme form of insecurity. You know, like if to think that you're better than another person solely because your skin is this shade and their skin is that shade, that makes you better than them. Like it seems like such a silly, insignificant thing to latch onto. The other week I was on the bus and this girl was talking about being gay, asking people their sexuality. It was all she was talking about. I just can't with people like that. Yeah, I guess it's kind of similar things to that as well. It's like, you know, people are gay, or you know, some people are gay. It's like, all right, okay, that's your business, whatever. But that's like, I mean, I don't want to say small part. That might be not. That's not quite what I mean. But that's a part of you that effectively, in the end, is just that's between you and whoever you're doing it with. For everybody else, it's like, so what? And if that's your entire identity, you know what I mean? It's like, so what? And it's fair, and I guess the you know the other side of it, where you have people who build their identity around, you know, being black, like their whole identity. I feel like the danger there is you could become somewhat known in a community, or let's say a group of people, or whatever, or a field, say, as that guy who is, let's say, pro-black, for example. You can become known as that guy. And cool, all right, that's great in and of itself. But then the problem now is that you're known as that guy. And what I mean by that is, when people become known as a thing, what happens? They typically keep doing that thing. And when that thing is, I mean, let's be real. Okay, yeah, racism is been around a long time and it's been very persistent. We get that. But when that thing is maybe not as in the news as much, then what do? Like, you see this on like YouTube sometimes, where people who build their whole channel, or build their whole kind of persona around, whether it's being a feminist or even calling out feminists, whether it's or being anti-feminist, I feel that's the same sort of thing. There's a point where you're no longer making good points. If you want to talk about racism, okay, cool. That's important, and people should do it. I'm never going to suggest don't talk about it. I don't feel like that is the way forward. For as long as it's a problem, the problem needs to be addressed. But it also needs to be, people also need to be honest, because like, if all you're doing, because if you've made a few good points and now people know you as that guy who talks about racism, and you've made a few good points doing that, okay, cool. But now you have to search for things to talk about. Now you have to find things to talk about. What happens when there isn't anything to talk about? Or nothing of any, because like I say, certain things are going to keep happening. But are you really going to bring up the same things over and over again? Like, let's say you make a good point about somebody being racist in the workplace. Okay, you made that point. And then next week, similar things happen. And then the week after that, similar things happen. It's like, you're going to make the same point over and over again, and just say the same things over and over again. Are you really going to do that? Because eventually, you're literally just saying the same things. And people kind of, whether it's subconsciously or whatever, but eventually people start tuning out when you're just saying the same things over and over again. So now what do? Now you got to look for more stuff. You can't just say the same thing, even though that's what's happening. You can't just say the same thing. Now you got to find stuff. Now you got to look for things. And what happens when you can't find anything outside of the things you've already been talking about? You either start making things up, or you start, looking at every situation and trying to put that spin on it. And now you're being disingenuous. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just some guy on the internet. What do I know? What up, Jakes? You're a very dull person to be around. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it'll end up being the boy girl who cried out wolf. There's nothing wrong with being pro-black or pro-anything, but when it's all that you are, that's your issue. Yeah, I missed it tonight. Yeah, Jake could come in right when we're talking about, we watched Halloween 5, and then now we're talking about racism in the UK. That's how we do. That's how we do. But yeah, I think ultimately what it comes down to, and this is, like I say, I'm no expert. I'm just some dumb guy on the internet. But this is what I feel it comes down to when it comes to addressing these issues. I think yes, they need to be addressed when they happen, when they happen, and the people who experience it should always be able to talk about it. And I get it, even that could be exhausting, but at the same time, if it's a problem, that problem always needs to be addressed. And when it's not, when the day comes, God willing, when the day comes when there's no longer a problem, if that day ever comes, then it doesn't need to be addressed. But for as long as it's a problem, it does need to be addressed. And yeah, even that, I get it. Not everyone wants to hear it. It can be exhausting. I get it. But at the same time, it does need to be addressed. That being said, it needs to be addressed honestly. And people need to talk about these things in a way that isn't about getting clout or trying to make something into something else because then it gets more views. You know, I think that's something that happens a lot, especially in now we're in the, say, the internet era of, you know, social media and TikTok, Instagram, all this sort of videos going viral. You know, I feel like there's a lot of people out there who are looking for that viral hit. And one of the ways you can do that, that's kind of been proven, is to talk about discrimination. You know, talk about or have a video of yourself being discriminated against. How many times do you see these videos going around of somebody saying this person's being racist to me, and they have the camera out and they're filming it, and you watch the video and you're kind of like, are they though? Like, are they? I'm not. I mean, sometimes sure, it's very clear the person's being racist or sexist or whatever it is, right? But there's plenty of times where I've watched some of these videos, I'm just like, are they? Or just, I'm not sure about this one, to be honest with you. I'm not sure about this one, but I get it. You know, it's people want to go viral. People want to be that next viral sensation. You know, that's the new currency now. You know, get your video on one of these platforms, and you know, these big platforms like, you know, I'm Just Bait or whatever, and you know, and have your video go viral. I get it. It's a draw. And I think sometimes the draw of being Instagram famous, even if it's just for a short while, sometimes that allure of that outweighs the integrity of what actually happened. And then sometimes people misrepresent certain things because it's more juicy enough to want it to say it another way. So yeah. What can be exhausting is sifting through all the BS, you know. But if people are being genuine, you know, for people being genuine and want to talk about their genuine experiences, and yeah, even though sometimes it's like one of these, it was like, oh man, again. But yeah, if people are being genuine, they should always have a place to express themselves. But when people stop being genuine, and look, to be fair, sometimes it can be difficult to know who's being genuine and who's not. It can be difficult, but when it's clear that they're just making stuff up, if I just get a feeling where it's like, I don't think this is the one, I'm not engaging. I'm not even gonna be like, oh, I think you're lying. I'm not even gonna do that. I'm just not engaging. You know, I don't need to do that. Okay, I think I missed some stuff. Let me try and catch up a little bit. I think when someone just talks about race constantly, you do risk sounding like a broken record. I'm not saying racism doesn't exist, but when it's continuously being discussed, it can get tiresome. It's good in a way when you guys talk about it being the only whitey hair. How else do I learn? I could watch crap on the internet or listen to you guys. Well, you can watch crap on the internet, or you can listen to me talk crap. I mean, to be honest, I mean, when it comes down to, I can only really talk from my experience when it comes to these things, like I said, as anybody, and so I don't definitely want to give any impression that I'm the authority on these things. I'm not. You know, I only know what I experience and what I feel about certain things, and you know what I see, and you know, like I said, what people have told me, some friends that I've had over the years, and some of the things that they've told me, and also I think just because I've been in poetry circles a lot, well, not so much these days, but you know, I've been in poetry circles, you know, for many years, and you know, a lot of my friends are still in those poetry circles, and in those kind of communities, you know, yeah, of course, you know, things like racism is going to get brought up a lot because it's a topic that poets talk about, and I don't have an issue with anybody talking about it, you know, but it's something that comes up in poetry circles because it's around, it's in the news, it's, you know, I feel like even in there though, and this is the thing about poetry, and one of the reasons why I'm not actually on the circuit as much as I used to be. There is definitely a disingenuousness when it comes to certain things, and race being one of them. I felt like one of the things that I noticed is that if I was to go to an event where most of the audience were black, let's say black, age between, I don't know, let's say teenage years to late 20s, 30s, you know, kind of a young black crowd. Or even an older black crowd, to be honest. But anyway, if you went to an event that's, say, a predominantly black crowd, and I did a poem where I talk about, like, for example, I have one poem that I wrote where, you know, I talk about, it's kind of like the history of a lot of things in black culture, from like, it kind of, I mean, it moves around a lot, so it's not necessarily about just one thing, but it talks about slavery. It talks about sort of modern day workplaces. A poem like that would typically go over very well in that crowd, right? And I noticed that pretty early on in my poetry days, that if I did a poem like that in front of a mostly black crowd, like, because I used to do a lot of poetry slams, which is poetry competitions, and the idea of a slam is to try and get the crowd going as much as possible because you get a bigger score. So I knew that doing something like that in front of a mostly black crowd, I'm likely to get a good pop, right? And don't get me wrong, it was a good poem. I wrote it. Of course it was a good poem. So there's that too. But I noticed that because other people do similar things. And it kind of occurred to me that if I want to do really well in these poetry competitions, especially at the time, at least for me anyway, I mean, I'm sure it's different in other places, but for myself, that a lot of the poetry circles I ran were mostly black places, because you meet people, they'd recommend places, and then you go to that place, and you know, usually mostly black places, right? So a lot of it was like that. And so if I wanted to win these competitions, I could do poems where I talk about slavery, or I could do poems where I talk about black people in the modern world. And I could do poems where I talk about racism. But it kind of occurred to me that I could do that, right? And, you know, there's plenty of things to talk about for sure. But at the same time, it's like, do I want to keep talking about these same sorts of things all the time? Because then, although, yes, again, these do need to be talked about, and I'm not going to suggest they shouldn't, but as an individual, if I say something once, maybe twice, do I want to keep saying it over and over again? You know? And what is the value in me writing about these things if I know that I'm writing it because it would just get over well in a crowd and I can win a competition? Do I then really have something to say, or am I just working the system? You know what I mean? So for me, it was like, I didn't want to do that. A lot of people didn't make that decision. They made a different decision. And look, that's fine. I'm not here to judge. But it kind of felt to me like I knew that there's a lot of disingenuousness in this world that's supposed to be about authenticity. You know, people would talk about things, and not just racism, by the way, all kinds of things. People talk about things, and by the way, let me be clear. I'm not suggesting that they don't care about these subjects. I don't think that's true at all. I think they do care about these subjects, but at the same time, when you're writing, you know, 5, 10, 15 poems, and they're all about the same sort of thing, at some point you have to ask yourself, like, am I doing this because I genuinely have these many things to say about it as an individual? I mean, I'm sure, of course, there's way more than 15 things to say about a topic, but as an individual, do you have this many things to say about it? Or is it because these go over well, whether it's in competitions, whether it's because they just go over well with crowds, and it means you can get booked more? You know, if I'm pursuing poetry as a potential paid career, which I tried to do at one time, am I then putting forward what I want to say as a creative, or am I putting forward the things that I know this crowd wants to hear, because that's what gets over, whether it's talking about racism, sexism, all these kinds of discriminations, and talking about, and not just talking about them, but talking about them in a way that I know the crowd would want to hear. I can talk about racism and talk about the struggles of Black people in society, because I know that's what you want to hear. If I talk about racism, but I talk about it from perspective of a Black guy causing trouble or going out into the world and purposefully starting troubles just so he can claim it's racist afterwards. If I talk about programs that way, how well does that go over? And I know that doesn't go over as well, right? Because you see the crowds and what people generally think. So it's like, what is actually genuine here? And that's the thing that kind of led me, or not the thing, but one of the things that kind of led me to kind of step further and further away back from it, because it just felt so disingenuous that you kind of looking around and you just see it over and over again. It's the same kind of thing. And even now, when you go online and check some of the new poems, and or some of the new poets coming up, and it's the same sort of things. It's like, okay, I get it. This is what works. This is what gets a crowd popping. This is what gets you booked. This is what wins you competitions. I get it. It makes sense, because this is what gets your name out there, so you could sell your CD, sell your t-shirt, make a little bread. I ain't hating on it. I get it. But for me, it's like, I don't want to do something in a creative space knowing, or having to question myself as to how genuine I'm being, versus just being able to just put out, I can't even talk right now, just being able to be myself, and put out poems that, honestly, I realize a lot of stuff that I wrote in the later years, most people probably didn't get, and not because I'm so super deep, just because it was so metaphorical that there's bits of it that might resonate with you. But I get it. A lot of it was very metaphorical. It was very much like just in my own headspace. And it's the type of stuff that people would hear and be like, oh, that's really cool. That's amazing. That's this and the other. But ultimately, they don't really want to hear it again. Or that's not fair. That's not true. That's not true. Some people liked him a lot, and some people did, like it, want to hear it again. And I did get some bookings. But ultimately, it's not the type of thing that really kind of gets you pushed forward to the to the area of people where you're constantly getting booked and touring and stuff like that. And I realized that, and it was just that choice of, do I want to keep pushing this, knowing this is about as far as I can go, or do I want to step back and put this in a place where people can find it if they want it? Do you know what I mean? I'm all about less stress these days, so guess what I chose? If it wasn't obvious already, the fact that I'm not touring doing poetry right now, but anyway, the point I'm making is that, there is definitely a disingenuousness to when people talk about certain things, about whether it's race, sexism, homophobia, because not just, for what I learned from poetry, you look at social media, it's the allure of being famous, the allure of having more followers, the allure of having more clicks, and certain things do get more engagement because they're so polarizing by their nature. And so when people talk about these things, and especially when they seem to only talk about these things, I personally think it's very fair to question how genuine are them. And not to say that they're lying about the things they talk about, or they don't really care about the things they talk about. I don't believe that's true. But how genuine are you being in terms of, do you really want to put this story out there because you feel people need to know about this, and there's a take you can add to it that could bring people, give people a maybe of a sense of hope, or some kind of positive thing to focus on, or maybe some way that you could actually help to affect some kind of positive change? Is that what you're really trying to do? Or is it because you know it will get engagement? You know people feel very strongly about these sorts of things. You know that it's going to get like likes and clicks and everybody going, yeah, whoop, 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 yeah, yeah, whoop, whoop, yeah, 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 whoop, holla, holla, yeah, let's say it one more time for the people at back. You know it's going to get all that kind of stuff. What actually happens next? What happens next? You know, we were talking about this. What happens next? And when you realize that it stays in this same kind of area of this thing happened, there's a GoFundMe somewhere, what actually happens next? And you realize how many few people, and look, I'm not even going to say that I'm one of them. I'm not, clearly, right? But I just feel like if you are talking about this, when are we going to stop talking about it? And you know what I mean? When is it like, what happens next? What do we do? Or we just here to post things and click like and post a black square on your Instagram page and maybe throw a little money at some charity and say and pat yourself on the back at the end and we done good. We done good. Because that's what we're doing. Cool. All right. But let's be honest about it. You know what I mean? Let's be honest about it. Anyway, I ramble. That might be my longest ramble. That just might be my longest ramble. Damn, what was going on? What was going on? I had my coffee today. I actually put I had a latte today actually, and I put some honey in it because honey and lemon, it's good for your throat. So I put honey and lemon in the latte. Turns out that was a bad idea. It did something to the milk. I don't know what. It made the milk go all kind of like it was almost like a thick biscuit. It just So yeah, my lesson today is don't put honey and lemon in a latte. It just does. Honey and lemon's fine in regular coffee, but honey and lemon in a latte, it doesn't work. I don't know why. I don't know the science behind it, but it doesn't work. But yeah, I missed a lot of the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I rambled way too long. Let me try and catch up with the chat a little bit. Let me try and catch up with chat a little because I missed a lot. My bad. I rambled for like 20 minutes or something like that. What was I thinking? How was the movie watching? The movie was pretty cool, actually. I will say it's better than I remember it being. I remember watching that movie. I remember watching the movie. I don't remember what actually happened in it. But watching it, I remember not liking it. But now watching it again, yeah, I'll say it was pretty cool. It's alright. And then for my B-Day and Xmas, to buy me those Nike fits y'all rocking over in the UK. I'd be like, oh shit, y'all didn't have to do that. Hey, them Nike fits expensive, so you better appreciate it. 75, do I guess that depends on your point of view of the movie. If I went to the event with a group of women talking about quality rights and even yes, we did, bro. Remember, like everyone else, freaking fun. Jamie and Daniel, my favorite colors and size. Yeah, better make some friends, dude. Inspired you to be poetry. Actually, it was a guy called Black Ice, who's a Philadelphia-based poet, and I came across one of his poems by complete accident online, and I just remember watching it and being really amazed by it. So yeah, if you ever get a chance to look up Black Ice on the Def Poetry Jam, he's got like 3-4 videos. Well, he's done 3 or 4 appearances on that show, but there used to be a show called Def Poetry Jam in America. I don't know if they showed it over here though. I don't think they did, but anyway, but yeah, Black Ice on Def Poetry Jam. Look at the old stuff. Dude was incredible, and yeah, just inspired. I was so amazed by it that I ended up watching so many of those videos from that show, and yeah, just kind of felt like I want to do that. I just want to start writing, and yeah, it's pretty much what I did. Just wrote some stuff and went out and performed it. And then, yeah, met some people and performed at different places. And, it was a good journey. It was a good journey. I learned a lot, I think, doing it. I learned a lot about myself doing that. So, yeah, it was a good journey. Even though, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of disingenuousness and a lot of things I didn't really like. But overall, it was a good journey. You know, I'm glad it was something that I did because, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of who I am now came out of that whole experience. So, yeah. All these issues that's going on, and we still ain't taking Crispies. Talking about Crispies, not bringing back the Apple custard donut. Guess people don't care about this. Yeah, man, people just get prices straight, man. People, it's Halloween as well. Krispy Kremes. They did some special release donuts or something, but it's like none of them with the apple. It's like, bruh, get their prices straight, Krispies. What you doing, man? What you doing? But people and others, it's a reality they have to live with. Yeah, and that's a sad truth. Next is that sauce, mumbo sauce. I love Krispy Kreme donuts. How's been in the plan getting on? She's doing all right, man. Appreciate you asking. She's doing all right. The thing is, though, is like when the flower blooms, they need to be what's the word? Begins with a P. Anyway, the bugs and flies and bees and stuff, not flies, but bees and bugs need to get to the flowers so they can do that thing. And because the plant's indoors, they can't. So what happens is that the flowers bloom and then the petals just fall off after a few days, a week. So yeah, that's it's in that stage now. I mean, it's a California poppy, and apparently you're not supposed to grow them indoors because of that reason. I didn't know that before, so yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, they're really good donuts, especially when they do like some of these special edition ones. Like the strawberry and cream is not special edition; that's a mainstay. But when they do some of these special edition ones, yeah, they're really good. But I'll say strawberry and cream is probably still my favorite of those, and their glazed donut is probably, in my opinion, the best basic donut. If you get all the fancy stuff or whatever, just as a basic donut, their glaze is probably in my opinion, is one of the best basic donut. That being said, there are places you can get better donuts. You pay a lot more for them, but let me tell you, it is worth it. It is worth it. And especially when, like you say, it's not every day. It's not like an everyday thing. So like once in a while, take yourself down to Crosstown Donuts. And Jake, you're in London, so I know there's a Crosstown Donuts you can get to somewhere. But take yourself down to a Crosstown Donuts. Once in a while. Be prepared to pay. Bring some money with you because they ain't cheap. They are not cheap. But it is worth it. So yeah. Yeah, Leslie Jordan, yeah, I saw it in the news. Rest in peace. Coming back, people don't care about the rest now. They play all the songs. Apple fritters. I have to look it up. Do you ever buy the cream? Apple a dozen bucks need a hole. Hey, sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you gotta. I had those donuts before. I have to check it out. Oh, definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely. There's a few places in London actually that sell really, really good donuts, like the premium stuff. But in my opinion, Crosstown Donuts is the best, and they do a coconut and lime donut, which is just. Whew. The thing costs like £4.50 for one donut, yeah? £4.50 for one donut. Not a box of donuts, one. Not 3 donuts, one. One donut, £4.50. But when I tell you it is worth it, it is worth it. My daughter, last girlfriend, buy me a box of 12 for my birthday early this year. I buy them individually. The treat with the kids. Wait, your daughter's last girlfriend, so not the girlfriend she has now. So the one before that. So let me guess, are you trying to get your daughter to get back with that one so she can buy them donuts again? Because that's exactly what I would do. I'm just saying. I mean, unless she did something real bad, then yeah, leave her on. Unless she did something like really bad, then yeah. But other than that, it's like, yeah, she buys me 12 donuts. I'm gonna try and get her to go back out with her so she can buy those donuts again. I'm just saying. That seems like what should happen. Asia got covered. I don't know, twists are my favorites. Donut twists. I think oh wait, you mean like the kind of? Oh yeah. I think I know. I think I know what you're talking about. Corsair donuts. Actually, yes. Same thing with the sauce. Raising Cane's. Resident Evil 4 remake looks cool from what I've seen from the trailer. The Resident Evil showcase. Yeah, I saw. I think IGN posted something about like comparing the old one to the new one, and but yeah, it looks really cool. 4.50 for one. You gotta be having a bubble, son. You know what? It is worth it. Listen, take a lady Godiva with you. Yeah, take a lady Godiva with you. Actually, to be honest, it's probably more than that now because when I bought it was before like the whole everything started going up in price. So it might actually be more than £4.50 now. So maybe take a tenner with you instead, just in case. Take a tenner with you. But yeah, they're not cheap donuts, but when I say it is worth it, trust that lime and coconut, oof. They got a lot of stuff on their menu, a lot of good stuff on their menu, but that lime and coconut, in my opinion, is just oof. Totally worth it. Totally. I do not regret spending the money on that thing at all. Like, not even like there's stuff that I've bought where I thought afterwards it's not worth it. Definitely overpriced. This though, just saying. Not an everyday thing, but one day when you got a bit of coin on you and you want to treat yourself, take a tenner with you and go to a Crosstown Donuts. Get yourself one, possibly two, depending on if the price has gone up or not. But yeah, so worth it. So worth it. Yeah. I can't charge it on the PCs. Banging. Okay, nice. That's was that Uncharted 4, by the way? Or was that the first Uncharted games? Some girlfriend. Sorry, okay, there you go. There you go. She needs to be doing that every birthday, keeping your good graces. The premium prices right there. You know what though? What's crazy is that those aren't even the most expensive donuts in London. There's a place. Oh, let me try and find it real quick because there's a place. I'm sure stuff like 100. I've not been there, so I don't know. Like with my eyes in that, but I heard about a place in London that apparently they sell a donut for £100. Like one donut for £100. I think I saw it in a YouTube video. They were talking about it or something. It was like the most expensive donut in London or something like that. £100, bruv. You know how good a donut would have to be to want to spend £100 on it? All right, listen, that thing better turn into a hooker afterwards and suck you off. Like, I'm not even joking. That thing better turn into an escort. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, £100, and you just gonna eat it? Listen. I'm trying to find it real quick. I'm sure it's like a YouTube video. I'm not sure I can find it anymore, but there's one that shows up $100 donut. That's not the one that I saw because it was a British. I'm sure it was a British video. It was a British video because they were talking about it in London. I'm not sure I can find a video I watched, but there are other videos talking about expensive donuts, but they all seem to be American. Uncharted 4, Lost Legacy. No, those games are nice though. Still, the worst stats at Greg's. Worst? I mean, Greg's are not. I mean, I would say Greg's are okay. They're okay. They're not like. They're definitely not good, but they're okay. But if we're talking worst donuts, for me, it would be what's that place? Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's do a pack of donuts. It's like £1 for 6. I don't know what it is, but they are awful. Like, I don't get me wrong, Sainsbury's can do nice donuts, but there's a pack they do. It comes like a red paper bag, and it's like 5, 6 donuts or whatever it is for £1. And I don't know what it is, but they are just they're dry. You know, you feel like you've got to chew them for like a million years or something. They're just not nice at all. So yeah, for me, I would say those Sainsbury's cheap ass donuts. But then they're cheap, so it's like, yeah, what you expect? You know what I mean? Come on. Whatever is ready, like, well, that's not a donut. So I mean, yeah. America, I eat way more than usual. Food in America is way better. Jacob, if you ever find yourself you see Coupland's Bakery, you owe it yourself to get a vanilla slice. There's this video up here. It's from about 5 years ago. It's called The World's Most Expensive Donut. Let me, this is it. This is the world's most expensive donut. It's $100. I mean, technically, it's not the world's most expensive donut because I know there's a donut for £100, and well, the same. You spend £100 on a full shopping at Asda, man. anything with vanilla in it. I'll lie. I already know I will have it. On the real, especially this part of the country, because they put tasty ingredients in the foods and the seasonings and spices, especially in Louisiana. Good friends are making out that practices food better in the south or the north. All this talk is making me salivate like Homer Simpson. You know, a lot of these, and it's a thin layer of pastry, a thin layer of custard with it. You can actually taste the vanilla and of a thin layer of pastry with white icing on top. Oh, that does sound nice though still. That does sound nice, can't lie. So here's what I need you guys to do. There's what, 4 people in the chat right now. If you all send me £100 each, yeah, I will go and buy 1 £100 donut and eat it on camera. That sounds like a good deal, yeah. Oh, there's 5 people now. Okay, even better. So there's 5 people in the chat right now. If you'll send me £100 each, and I will use that money to buy 1 £100 donut and eat it on camera. I think that sounds like a good deal. I think that sounds like a good deal. Yeah, yeah. You guys got my back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We good? All 5 of you gotta send me £100 each, and I'll use that money to buy 1 £100 donut and eat it on camera. And I'll post the video eventually. About it. It's the way, because so there's no how to throw down in the kitchen. The food was incredible. Just imagine right now salmon food. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that still, you know. I can give you £1. All right, I've got £1 from Sam, which means I need for you to make up the slack then. So like in that case, if Sam's gonna give me £1, then the remaining 4 I have to give me £125 each. Yeah. So I've got £1 from Sam. I need £125 for each from the rest of you. And I'll buy 1 £100 donut. I can't lie though, I would like to try that £100 donut. I mean, you don't gotta give me money for it, unless you really want to. By the way, I mean, I'm not, if you actually want to, then I'm not gonna turn it down. But no, you don't gotta give me any money for that. But one of these days, I would like to try a £100 donut. It feels, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's nice. I'm sure it's nice, but boy, is that £100 nice though, man? That donut cost 60 quid more than my microphone for my YouTube vids. Damn. A 40 quid microphone. Well, as long as it works. Which day? A couple of. I'll donate £1.50. Oh, we got a little bit more then. Oh, we got £1. We got £1.50. £1.75. Okay, so what's that now? That's $3.54. How much is that for it? Free. Is this a thing? Like, if he, man, you're gonna make me do maths. What's that? 1 plus 150. That's 250 plus 175. 354. 425. Man, you guys making me do maths. What the hell, man? What the hell? making me work things out in my head and everything. Like, what the hell? I come online, talk about movies and donuts, and now you're making me do maths. Ugh, flip it out, man. Thought we were friends. Making me add stuff up in my head. I'll give you more, but I've got slices to buy. Fair. That's fair. There was a way I could send you on. A stage fresh, I would. That's you were also in a tornado. And putting in basements and storm cellars. There's someone cooking his wares. Cause home cooking. We are bad friends. Yeah, friends don't make friends do maths. But it is getting late. It is getting late, so I should start winding this down a little bit. Looks like you gotta work for that donut. Well, now that I did maths, and by the way, I'd like to add that I did the maths correctly. By the way, just want to point it out. I worked it out in my head, and I got it correct. I think I'm pretty sure I got it correct. But I feel like that is like deserving of, you know, you guys sending me maybe like $2,000 each. Like, I feel like, well, there's 3 people in the chat now, so if all 3 of you send me $2,000 each, I feel like that's fair for making me do maths. You know what though? Actually, I actually used to be pretty good at maths when I was in school. Maths is evil. Yeah, I used to be pretty good at maths when I was in school. It was maybe not the one subject, but one of very few subjects I was actually good at. It was kind of funny because like it was. I feel like because I remember when I was given out predicted grades, I'm pretty sure maths was amongst the ones that I was predicted to not do so well in. But yeah, it was like one of the few subjects that I actually did pretty okay in. So yeah, it was pretty decent at maths back in the day. I mean, now I haven't really practiced it in any real way for a long time. So these days it's like, you know, it's whatever I can remember. But yeah, at one time, there was once upon a time I was pretty good at maths, you know. Maybe so, he's asleep. Maths is a thing. That is a shame they don't just eat. I got £3.58 as well. Wait, you got £3.58 and you only could give me £1.75. The cheek. The cheek. I like Just Eat though. I like Just Eat. They're pretty cool. Well, usually. I think it's just a normal thing. When I lived down south, I never saw equivalents. That was actually one of my favorite subjects. But I literally forgot so much. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? When you don't practice stuff, when you leave school and you just don't practice certain things for a while, and you just end up forgetting so much of it. But I'll tell you what though, like I used to work as a caretaker in a school, and this one time, actually no, before that, sorry, I was a cleaner in a school. And this one time I was cleaning around like the canteen area, and there was a student who was staying behind and who was doing his like maths work in school, and I'm just there just doing the cleaning whatever, and you know he's doing his homework, and he as I'm passing by, and he says something like, "Okay, can you help me with this?" And I'm not a teacher, right? I'm the cleaner there. Like, probably shouldn't be helping kids with their maths. But I was looking at it like, I mean, I said, I don't know, I think I said something like I haven't done maths for a long time and stuff like that. And he was like, oh yeah, I just need a little help. And if he, and And I was looking at it, and I mean, right now I can't remember exactly what it was, but back then I remember looking at it and feeling like I actually remember this. And I was kind of surprised how much I remember, because I was like, okay, yeah, you move that over there, and then that adds up to that. And I was like, maybe I ain't too bad at this after all. Maybe I still got a little something. Maybe, you know, it might have been some years, but maybe I still got a little something in the tank, you know what I mean? So, but I just remember being surprised about how much I remembered of the thing. When I was looking at it, and especially when you start talking and it just feels like certain things click in your head, like, yeah, and that goes da-da-da, and it's like, ain't too bad, man, ain't too bad. You know, just the next time I remember to search out plans for sure. My math's so bad now. I give you £3.58 on top of the one. Okay, that's better now. That's better. Appreciate that, man. I was good in other subjects, but not that one. Haze was in the run of male janitor. I think, you know what? It was a good job, actually. Like, I can't lie, it was a good job. I mean, the job itself, of course, you're cleaning up after kids and teachers. And let me tell you this real quick. Teachers were definitely way more messy than the kids. Like, not even close. Teachers were, But anyway, so yeah, you clean up after people. It's not exactly glamorous work, you know. But the job itself, it was part-time. It was like 3 hours in the evening, Monday to Friday. Yeah, so it was a pretty simple job. I wasn't making a ton of money, but at the time that didn't matter, because I was kind of like, I just left one job where I knew I didn't want to go back to that kind of environment. So I just looked at it as something that I can do for a little while until I kind of move into other things. But what ended up happening is that I started off as a cleaner. Well, I applied for the job as a cleaner, and they needed a supervisor. And I don't know for sure, by the way. I don't know this for sure because I never actually asked. But I think the only reason I got promoted as a supervisor because I was pretty much the only one there that spoke English fluently. You know, like everyone else there was, you know, they were from like Portugal, or I think one girl was from some of them were from Brazil. You know, so they spoke English, but you know, it was not as fluent, and I was the only one that spoke English fluently. Because I mean, and the thing is, I do have, well, you know, prior to that, I did have managerial experience, but he never actually asked me about that. He never actually asked me about that. So he was just saying that he needs a supervisor. He's like, can you do it? And at first I was like, nah, I don't want to be a supervisor. I've done that stuff before. I don't really want that responsibility. And at first he was like, all right, cool. But he comes back to me afterwards and he's like, look, I need to be a supervisor. There's no one else I can ask. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll do it. I was kind of like reluctantly, but it paid a bit more and it was the same hours. I just thought, screw it, let's do it. But yeah. But yeah, so I was a supervisor, clean supervisor for that. And then I was doing that for a little while, and then for a year, and then the following year, well, I say year, a school year that is, by the way, not a calendar year. I was doing it for a school year, and then after that, they wanted me to move to caretaker, which meant that I would work the mornings. It was longer hours, and you know, I think it paid about the same, or I can't remember if it paid more, or paid the same. But I thought, all right, cool, I did perform my hours, and it's in the mornings. But when I was doing that, I kind of realized that I actually really liked being a caretaker. But I couldn't get more hours at that school because it was like for an agency and blah, 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 blah. And of course, they got their own proper caretakers anyway. So they moved me to another school where I was a full-time caretaker. And that ended up being a horrible place to work, as it goes. And so I ended up leaving there, and I got another job as a caretaker, which, as much as I liked the job, when I got that one, it kind of let me know that as much as I liked being a caretaker wasn't for me. You know, I might have liked doing it, but it wasn't for me. I wasn't exactly good at the job, and that was clear. Like, I can't even lie and say, oh, they fired me. I mean, I didn't, well, technically didn't get fired, but they, you know, it was more the fact that because it's on a temporary contract, you just you know, say that it wasn't renewed. So, but it was fair. It was fair. I can't lie. It was fair, and I kind of saw it. It was like, yeah. Appreciate the opportunity, but yeah, I get it. So yeah, that was that. It was a good learning experience. But it was cool being a caretaker, especially in the first school that I was a caretaker in. I really liked doing that job, actually. It was maybe one of the very few jobs I actually enjoyed doing. But yeah. I consider Sophie has some difficulties due to her autism. She is top of her class in maths. You know what? This might sound a little ignorant. I'm sorry if it does. But is it common for people with autism to be good at things like maths or science or, you know, subjects like that? Because the reason I ask, because there's this movie called Rain Man, and it's like from 1988. Tom Cruise with Dustin Hoffman, and Dustin Hoffman plays a guy with Asperger's, and he's like, you know, he doesn't understand social cues and all this sort of stuff, right? But then he's like really good at counting, and he can count. Like, for example, there's a scene where like a whole bunch of toothpicks fall on the floor, and he's just able to like count them accurately, just really quick. And he's really good at like remembering like cards, like playing cards and, you know, that sort of stuff. And like doing like really complex maths. Like if you ask him what there was a scene where you ask him what like 5 + 5 is, and he struggles with that. But you give him like a really complex maths equation, and he could just, you know. So yeah, just wondering. So much respect for cleaners. Can they face dealing with toilets? Yeah, they weren't very nice. They weren't very nice. Remember one time actually I had this one of the staff books as supervisor, you know, you kind of have to, part of your job is you go around and check that everything's done, because if it's not done, people come to you and say, why isn't it done, right? And so I had this one girl working, and it was when she joined, actually I remember in an interview she said that she likes cleaning toilets, like she's happy to do it. I was like, all right, cool, right? So she's cleaning the toilets, and I go back afterwards to, you know, check on, look at them, and I open one cubicle door, and there's piss on the floor after she said she's cleaned it. And I don't mean like a tiny bit of piss drop that could easily miss. No, like actual just piss on the floor. And I'm kind of like, you said you cleaned this? Like, nuh-uh. And it wasn't even like a one-off. Like, it would happen a lot. Like, you sure you? And she was talking about it. Oh, she's had clean experience. She's done this. She likes this. Da da da. All right. You never. You don't want to be like the hard boss type person. But at the same time, it's like, bruh, you know, I mean, I ain't trying to get fired over your nonsense either, do you know what I mean? I ain't trying to get fired because you're not doing your job properly. People coming to me afterwards like, yo, there's piss on the floor. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to do that. It's like, come on, cleaner, come on. Like, what are you doing? You get South America. I did office cleaning many years ago. It was early morning cleaning. That was the only downside. Oh, gotta be up real early. Until mid to late March 2021. So this all started to get the appreciation and recognition they needed. Well. Yeah. It's probably a bit better now than it was before, but yeah. I mean, I did care, you know, me, so doing that one. working. And I had that also. Autistic people are savants. This, yeah, the math version of this next, yeah. This Calculia, okay. This Calculia is the math version. All right, so is that when you struggle with maths? Okay, okay. Okay, so it is common. Yeah, she tends to be good at stuff she is genuinely interested in. If she has zero interest, you have no chance. Okay, I see. Yeah, that is interesting. Rain Man's a really good movie, by the way. If anybody here hasn't seen it, I would definitely recommend watching it. And I know Sammy said last week you don't like Tom Cruise movies, so that might be a tough one to watch. But if you could stomach watching Tom Cruise for however long that movie is, 2 hours I think it is. But yeah, it's a quality film, like a really good, genuinely good, like the story, the way it's told, the characters, the development, the motivations, and you know how it all kind of comes together, and the resolve of it all as well. It's just a really good film. I remember watching that film. I was a kid when I watched that film for the first time. I don't know what a good movie was, but I knew that film just like it yeah. Quality, just great film. So yeah, Rain Man, if you've not seen it, I recommend that as a movie to watch. Yeah. Watch Rain Man in a minute. Last spring when we were wearing I was in Texas. At a gas station near the beach, and the rest of my head so much damn bleach on the floor. It had me coughing a bit. Oof. Just my eyes a little. Yeah. But at least it was clean. At least it was clean. Well, hopefully it was clean, and then just pour bleach on the floor for no good reason. But guys, it is that times. Yeah, I'm gonna start wrapping up, winding down, and take my ass to biddy bye-byes. But I should hopefully be streaming again, maybe Thursday or Friday, kind of see how that works out. So I want to try and do like one, movie nights each Monday, and then a game night as well. But I feel like game nights might be Thursdays or might be Fridays. That'll kind of depend. So what am I pressing? What's the hell? That's what I'm trying to do. There we go. So yeah, it might be Thursday or Friday. But hopefully it does at least happen this week. But either Thursday or Friday for the game night. Probably gonna be playing more Overwatch. I think this week. Overwatch 2. Might see if we play something else next week. We'll see how it goes. But I think yeah, more Overwatch 2 this week. And then yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, I'll try see if I might post a video if I can. I want to do more reactions. I know I said that a while ago and I haven't done any, but I do want to do more reactions. I've got some stuff saved in my watch later list to do reactions to. It's just kind of timing and not being tired. I don't want to do reaction videos when I'm tired, because I feel like I feel like I'm just zoning out and I'm not really paying attention. So it's just more to do with that. But we'll see if I could maybe fit one in or squeeze one in or whatever. I'll see how that goes. I know I definitely need to better my schedule. I think my schedule's pretty okay, but it could probably need some improvement in some areas. But anyway. Oh yeah, I should be recording a podcast this week as well. So arranged with a couple of buddies to record a podcast. We're going to be talking about Arcane, which is the League of Legends Netflix show. We're going to be talking about that, try and go in depth with it as well. So that should be recorded this week and then up on the podcast channel soon afterwards. But yeah, I think that is all for the Nizal. She can be obsessive over stuff. That's annoying. I mean, man, it was so much. It was flowing down. Oh, yeah, that's probably a bit too much. Oh, it's good to see you. Hey, take care. Appreciate you guys coming through. Yeah, at least it was clean for sure. So, guys, you've been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for keeping it lively. The village is strong. You make it strong, and we're only going to get stronger. So until whenever, if ever, peace. That's the wrong button. And watch Rayman. Good movie.